Hello guys, welcome to Video Game Updates. This week we're going to concentrate on World of Tanks and we're going to go on part 2 of our tank series. We're going to cover light tanks today. Now these pipsqueaks of the battlefield are a lot more than just cute. They could do a lot of help. From scouting. Scouting is one thing they can do, and they do very well. As long as you set them up properly to do so. Now, when you have a tier 1 and tier 2, they're not going to have many opportunities to do so, because you don't have much room for skills. You don't have much room for consumables. You don't have much room for skills or consumables, period. Now, the crews, if I can ever move my face out of the way. Jesus, mother of God. Come on. If I can move my face out of the way. Okay. So there's no webcam. Wonderful. Okay, there's wonderful. There's no picture. Okay. As long as you guys can hear me, that's all that matters. You guys don't have to see me. It's fine. This is absolute bullshit. That's fine. I don't care. Moving on. We're doing light tanks today. Okay? Now, in the wonderful world of light tanks, you have your tier 2s and tier 1s and tier 3s. Their job is to just kill everything on the battlefield because there's nothing else that's bigger than them. When you're in the low tiers, the only thing that exists is light tanks. When you get in a really big, when you really get to be really up there, let's say, for example, trying to pick a high tier one. Okay, there's my highest tier. When you have light tanks up to tier 8, you have a lot more crew skills available. Right here. You have a lot more skills. You have a lot more room for equipment. You have a lot more room for consumables. And you have a lot better ammunition. Light tanks are not all that uncommon to medium tanks. Only difference is light tanks have thinner armor. The armor in light tanks is a lot thinner. It's a lot harder in general to actually block a shot. Even with the heavy tank, it's hard to block a shot these days. People find there's programs on the internet that people find out where the weak spots are, and they home in on the weak spots like crazy. They're not supposed to do that, but they do it anyway. So keep your tank hidden if you can, and try to hit people so that they can't spot you. That's my only suggestion to you, because people will find a way of killing your tank one way or another. With light tanks, keep moving. The thing is, keep moving. That's the most important thing right now. As long as you keep moving, that's all that matters. Something's going on with the stream. Oh, this again. Every time something happens with stream, the game screen pops out. This software drives me nuts. That's fine, whatever. Okay. Okay, let's get started. This is a tier 8 light tank. This is on the tech tree. Now, if you look on the tech tree for Russia, or the Soviet Union, I should say, tier 8. Right there. That tank is right there. So I have to blow through all of these just to get to that. And I am up to tier 8. That's my highest on lights. So we're going to play one round with this tank, and we're going to play one round with this tank. And I'm going to show you the difference between the low tiers and the high tiers. Okay, guys? We're going to play these two tanks tonight. I'm going to show you guys the difference between this one and this one. I'm going to show you guys what the difference in the job that you're expected to handle. Each light tank is issued a task. Now, the thing is, once you accept that light tank and you're at a tier, you have to know whether or not artillery will seriously need help. If artillery is even going to reach all the way at the end of the map. Try to do your homework and learn. Learn in this game at what tier is the artillery able to reach the end of the map. That's when your light tank goes into scout mode. Usually about tier 4 or 5, your light tank starts going into scout mode. Okay, so right now we're gonna start with the tier. Start with tier 6, I guess. We're gonna start with the tier 6. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start with this small thing right here. This is a tier 6. Now, tier 6 is still very small, but tier 6 gives you access to more equipment, more consumables, and a wide range of ammunition. It also forces you to become a scout. You're no longer able to freely shoot anybody and do damage. The tanks are no longer, as of tier 5, light tanks are no longer able to shoot anything and kill anything. When you're new, tier 1, 2, and 3, most of the tanks have mediocre armor. Average mediocre armor. As soon as you hit tier 5, the armor changes depending on what the tank is. And there's also weak spots and strong points. After tier 5 and up, you have to be very careful and keep an eye on spots that are weak. This is tier 6. This has some strong points. And of course, the weak points in this tank is everywhere. Why? Because a light tank has to be light. That's the reason why it's called a light tank. Now, a light tank's purpose, when you get up to tier 5 and up, a light tank's purpose is to scout. Now, a scout's job is to get up in there and let the other team know if there's an enemy and where the enemy is. Now, how do you do that, you ask? I will show you right now. We're going to go into a battle, and I'm going to show you how to spot. Spotting is very easy. All you have to do is make sure the tank is equipped with the proper equipment to view things. For example, if you have a telescope like I have, you have more range if the tank is not moving. If you have the goggles, you can move and get a longer range. I have the telescope. See it right there? That means that I get an increased view range up to 445 meters if I don't move. As long as I stand still, I get a longer range. So that's a problem. Because I would honestly like to move with this tank, but I can't. Which means you have to know your camouflage techniques. That means I'm spotted. If I'm spotted, I need to be very careful. Okay, all those red guys, as long as the red guy pops up, that means you spotted them. The more guys you spot, the better off our artillery will be. So we're gonna spot. See, spotted. We spotted one. Oh, I was hoping he wouldn't get a shot on us, but oh well. Well, we spotted that heavy. See, light tanks you usually don't last very long. As long as you get your job done, you do what you're supposed to do, all will be fine. That's called spotting. Of course, I didn't fire one shot. Why? Half the guys in that battle, I would never be able to damage them. You see, their armor is way too thick. Let's take a look at our teammates. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, see that's a tank destroyer. Tank destroyers have not as thick of armor, and they're very vulnerable to artillery, as you can see from the top. Artillery can kill them in one shot. That's why they need to stay next to buildings like he is, so artillery can't aim at him. That's heavy. That's another heavy. This is, I think, this is a British. I think this is a British artillery piece, I think. Is this FB 304? No, it's a tank destroyer. This is a tank destroyer. We went over this last week. Tank destroyers are snipers. What he's doing is what they're supposed to do. Unfortunately, he moved. He's not supposed to do that. But he got the kill. That's fine. Everybody plays their tanks differently. There's no right way or wrong way to play a tank. My suggestions are only to keep you alive, and that's it. And just to provide some insight on what the tank's job is, so you might want to try going for that tier. You might like light tanks based off of what I said. You might like tank destroyers based off of the way I told you guys. You see now, even though we died, that we spotted that one OI. But spotting that one tank could have been a crucial thing we did. That may have been the one thing that helped the team find that one tank and take him out. Yeah, see? That one tank, they probably couldn't find him. I spotted him, the team killed him, so therefore, I was a big help. See? I spotted an OI and the team killed him. So, as soon as I spotted him, the team dealt 233 damage to him as soon as I spotted him. The minute I spotted him, the team did 233 damage to that one tank. And then they just, as soon as he died, that was it. So me spotting him was certain death for him. We'll leave it at that. Me spotting him was certain death. So light tanks are not killers, but they have a job. And you guys just found out what their job is. SU-130. I think that's a tank destroyer. Let's find out. They're always pushing to sell you a tank. Always. They're always pushing to sell you tanks you don't need. This is a tank destroyer. Sniper tank destroyer? The hell's a sniper tank destroyer? All tank destroyers are considered snipers. Are they developing? Is this going to be a post-Cold War tank? I was thinking maybe this is a Cold War tank. Maybe. I was thinking this could have been a Cold War tank. And they developed a sniper sight. Until I see this thing in action, to me this is not worth the money. This has way too many weak spots. See that? The crew is right there. They're wide out in the open. No armor whatsoever. This tank absolutely cannot be spotted ever. This has a 130 millimeter gun. Now let's check tier 8s of the same tank destroyers. Let's check the tier 8s. Check the millimeters of the guns of the tier 8s. And let's compare the two. In fact, I have tier 8s. So let's compare the two. Now, millimeter of the gun is, let's see, characteristics. Gun dispersion, no. Average damage per shot. Gun traverse speed. 152 millimeter. Now, the gun on the tier 1 is bigger. It's a bigger gun. Let's check the alternative on the same one. This has a 122 millimeter. And this has the biggest gun. So that premium tank is better than this one. Hands down. Let's compare it. This tank, we're going to compare that tank, and we're going to compare, see, we can't, they won't let us. Oh, there we go. Now, go to add to comparison. Take out all the ones you don't want to compare, of course. Okay. Here we have. These are the two tanks that are tier tanks, okay? This is the premium tank that they're selling. Now, they want you to buy that gold tank right now. Let's find out if it's actually better than tier tanks. Let's find out. All three are the same tier. Average damage per shot, tier tank is better. Average damage per second, tier tank is better. Average penetration per shot, tier tank is better. Minimum stun duration, nothing. Rate of fire. The tier tank is again on top. The loader is now the rate of fire all depends on your loaders and how experienced your loaders are. If your loaders are at 100%, you're going to have the highest rate of fire. Okay? The rate of fire all depends on the crew experience. Your crew skills, perks, and percentage of experience. That determines your rate of fire. Rate of continuous fire, rounds per minute. This is only good for autoloaders, okay? If you have autoloader, how many shots per minute can that unload? How many shots are in the magazine? It will tell you right there. How much is the time? How much time does it take to reload the autoloader? How much time does it take to load each shell into the gun from the autoloader? Basic gun loading. Again, the crew determines this skill. Shell containers. Salvo preparation. Salvos usually depend on... Salvos used to work with artillery. I haven't seen an artillery that used salvos in a very long time. So, maybe they'll bring it back. I don't know. They still have it here, so I'm guessing they will bring it back, but for now, it's not here. Gun traverse speed. We're not going to worry about that. Tank destroyers don't have that. Gun depression. This is very important. This is very, very important. The gun depression that is very important. And naturally, this tank excels at gun depression. Gun traverse limits. This one excels at gun traverse limits. Aiming time. This is quicker. Gun dispersion. This is quicker. I'm very surprised at that. I'm very, very surprised. Now, let's see. Average damage per minute. Again, the tier tank comes out on top. Survivability. Ouch. This one did not get good marks at all. Hit points. Same amount of hit points, almost the same amount of hit points as that this tier tank has. 90 points lower. That's it. Now, armor. They literally have no armor on here. Nothing. Why? Because the tank's wide open. They don't have armor. The only thing that could be considered armor is maybe a little bit on the front, and that's it. That's where the 20 comes in. I mean, it's ridiculous. If you don't stay invisible, you're dead. Suspension repair time. This tank takes the longest because of its weight. This tank takes the least amount of time because this tank is lighter and it's faster. So, now this tank should take a lot longer, but it doesn't because this tank is wide open. So, my guess is that probably takes only 10 seconds because of the fact that, now think about this. The crew doesn't have a hatch to climb out of. Okay, guys? All they do is just climb out of the open part of the tank and get to work on the track. So really, honestly, they really don't have much. Don't really have that much to crawl out of just to get to the outside. They're already outside. Mobility, obviously, this one's going to be on top because it's wide open. So, no point in even going over that. Jet boosters, they don't have jet boosters. Concealment, this is a big deal. Now, concealment. Tanks that are taller have least amount of concealment rating. Okay? This is the tallest. This is not going to have as good a concealment rating. Now this is tall as well. This is not. So this can stay concealed longer. Better concealment rating. Now, the concealment rating means how long is it going to stay concealed without getting spotted. This tank right here can stay concealed longer than the other two. So far we only have top speed beats all the rest of them. Traverse speed, which is basically the speed when you're driving over things, like train tracks and such like that. Things like that. When you're driving over things, that's your traverse speed. Now, your spotting, obviously that's going to be perfect. It's going to be very good. Why? Because you have an open top. You don't need periscopes. Just look and you'll see something. Very easy to spot something. You have a 360 degree view of the outside. So obviously it's easy to spot. So spotting will be pretty simple. Pretty simple, pretty easy to do. So, but signal range all depends on your radio operator and how skilled he is. Signal range all depends on your radio operator. So, viewing range depends on the tank and the radio operator and the commander. So, to sum it up, in my opinion, the best bet would probably to have, if you wanted a tank that was able to stay hidden and not get spotted and still do a significant amount of damage, I would think your SU-101 would be the best bet. And all you have to do is just get that on the tier list. That's it. Out of all three, this would be the best tank to use. Its camouflage rating is better. And of course, it's able to stay hidden longer. It has a better gun and it does more damage. So not all the premium tanks that they show you are A-OK. Yes, it does look cool. But guys, do your homework. Simply click that right there. Then go to your tech tree and then click tank destroyers of the same tier. Tier 8 tank destroyers. Find any tier 8 tank destroyers in the game and compare it with that. For example, there might be tank destroyers that are premium. That's a tier 6 tank destroyer. That's a tier 7. The tier 7 tank destroyer. Nope, there's no tier 8. Okay. Alright, the no tier 8 tank destroyer premiums. Okay. So that's it. It was just those two. So basically that's it. So this is your best friend. I'm telling you guys right now. Comparison list, everything. Don't waste your money on buying every tank you see. Do a comparison to see if that truly is a better tank. Because if it's not a better tank, don't buy it. Don't waste your money. Okay, back to the task at hand. Back to the indeed task at hand. Let's see. Here's my biggest one. That's my biggest tier light. This is my biggest tier light tank destroyer. This has a view range 445 miles. 445 meters longer than my standard one. Okay? Now standard I think is 300, so that's 700 meters. Now with the commander's vision system, I gain minus 15 to concealment, minus 10 to concealment for moving enemy vehicles. So I can spot enemy vehicles behind foliage and spot enemy vehicles moving, period. This tank is an easier time spotting things. Now when you're moving, my view range can increase up to 445 meters. If I'm not moving, the view range increases by 27.5. So I gave this tank the best shot at spotting things. Naturally, because it's a spotter, I'm not giving it a lot of stuff to do damage. For example, when you have a light tank, think about this for a minute. Light tanks' guns are small, okay? And because the guns are small, you have to now deal with a smaller gun with a smaller shell, which means that it might not be able to do damage or penetrate the armor, so to speak. So the best bet is to put whatever does the most damage first, and higher penetration cost second. Now this shell here costs 3,200 credits per shell. That's called a gold round. Gold rounds are only used in dire straits emergencies. We used to call them gold rounds because you needed this in order to fire one shot. It cost gold. It took gold out of your gold stores in order to fire one shot. Now they charge you credits. Instead of charging you 1 gold for one shot, they charge you 3,200 credits per shot. Absolutely absurd. It's ridiculous. But what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do about it. Just move on. Okay, moving on to the next battle. Now, light tanks all depend on what level you're playing on and what's on the other team. Look here. This is wide open. This is going to be buildings right here, I think. Yep. That's a town. Now, there's no point in me running through a town. We're going to spot here and here until we die. We're going to stay in this area right here. Well, we're going to run across this area. Then I'm going to jet right across the middle. Okay? Then I'm going to come back. Then try to move up to A1. That's going to be our goal. Okay? So let's do that now. Alright. One person spotted. Let's see if we can get a shot. Nope. Can't get a shot. Of course, again, you don't need to kill. Light tanks do not need to kill anything. Flat out. There's no need. If you can get a shot off, go right ahead. Always keep your turret moving. If you spotted somebody, it'll say spot on the bottom of the screen. Try not to slow yourself down. Usually try to go down a hill to get your speed up. Okay, see, we spotted 2 tanks right there and we were spotted. Not good. We spotted 2 tanks. That's money right there. Okay, now we're going down. We're going back up. We're going to spot. We spotted 3 tanks. And our tracks were blown. We need to get out of here before we die and we're dead. So we spotted a total of maybe 2, 5. We spotted 5 tanks. Not bad. I've done better than that, but still not bad. So, light tanks do not need to kill everything and stay with the group, and you do need to spot tanks. Because as long as you spot enemy tanks, your teammates will know where to move their forces to. You see, by me spotting all those tanks, they now know that there's mediums and tank destroyers over there. And all the heavies are right here. So the heavies know that it's safe to stay here and not shift across and help these guys. The forces here should be able to handle it. The reason why I didn't spot here is because I know for a fact. I know this map. Every heavy in this board always goes city. Always. Because heavy tanks, we're going to get into heavy tanks. Heavy tanks are slow. And because they're slow, they can't stay wide out in the open because artillery. They have no cover from the artillery. So, light tanks have their speed. So we can zip around all over the place and hopefully dodge 1 shot, maybe 2. The third one's going to kill us right off the bat. So, Now, if you're smart, you'll find a good nice juicy bush like this. Stay there and just move the turret around in circles. Move the turret around in circles. Eventually someone will pop up. We could have done that. We could have jumped in here, or we could have jumped right there. And stood there, sat there, and moved the turret around here and here. Until something popped up. This way you don't attract attention. You know what I mean? Again, the purpose of a light tank is to spot. You either move and spot, or you pick a spot to camp. Move the turret around until you find someone to spot. Until you scan around and find someone to spot. We're obviously not going to win this. We can try to keep an eye on our teammates and see how they're doing. You see, all the lights, except for that ELC, most of them are dead. So... see, that Scorpion's tank destroyer. We went over tank destroyers last week. You can actually watch that video from last week on tank destroyers. We went over tank destroyers, what their purpose is in this game. Nope, he lost. That's okay, you can't win them all. We will try again. That game was okay. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good, it was okay. Now we spotted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We spotted 5 people. Okay? Now, out of the 5 people we spotted, 2 of the 5 were killed instantly. After we spotted them, 2 of them were killed. So, out of the 5 people we spotted, 2 were killed. That instantly gives us more cash. Although I didn't spot this guy, somehow I had assistance in spotting them. Somehow I had assistance. I assisted them in destroying them. Maybe I tracked them, I guess. If I didn't spot them, I probably tracked them or hit them in some way. I did some sort of damage to them. I don't really remember what I did. Anyway, moving on. We're going to continue with this tank. In fact, we're going to move on to other tanks that are also lights of the same country. Now, the orange lettering, those are premium tanks, okay? Orange lettering. That's a tier tank. That's white lettering. That's a tier tank. That's white lettering. See the lettering color? See the difference? White, orange. That's premium tank. That's a tier tank. When you first start this game and you pick USSR, you're going to get this tank. This is your very first tank you're going to get. This tank, I believe, was a World War I tank. So, tank's pretty old. I will say this, the tank's quite old. I believe it's a World War I tank. I think. Apparently I have new emblems. Oh, I got those. The St. Patrick's Day emblems. That's nice. See, now, you can only put emblems on camo. You can't put emblems on themes. For example, if you have this on your tank, you could put emblems and decals on this. Emblems and decals you cannot put on this. These, you cannot put anything on these. Can't put 3D attachments. You have to put camouflage. You have to use camouflage or paint in order to use any of these. None of these work unless you use that. If you don't use any camouflage, you use paint, you can use that. See, it even tells you, equipped together. 3D attachments fit on 2D styles. See now, equipped together. Camouflage and paint will fit on decals, emblems, inscriptions, and effects. It's complicated, yes. You'll eventually figure it out and you'll get past it. It takes time. And it indeed takes time. Okay, round 2. Let's try it. Let's keep trying. Keep trying till we get a win. When you get a win, then you can move on to your next tank you're grinding. Or keep grinding that one tank until you finish it. You see, everyone in this game plays it differently. Some people like to play a tank exclusively until it's done. Then they stop. Move on to another. Let's see, where are we at? Let's focus here. We got the castle over there and the wide open space over there. So we're going to head to the castle. And we're going to see if we can lend a hand with the castle. Have a funny feeling. Heavies usually take the city area. And the mediums usually go to the castle. So we'll see. And already we're seeing people there. Yep, there we go. We spotted another one. Oh, I must have spotted at least 4 or 5. At least 4 or 5. I wasn't exactly paying attention. I should have. I was too focused on driving. So there's so many things in this game that can make you lose your focus. Don't. When you're playing light tanks, focus on driving. Focus on only one thing at a time. Keep your focus on driving. Driving is the most important part of this game. If you drive into a wall, you no good. You're done for. You cannot stop. I'm wide out in the open. I get no cover. I have to keep moving. Just zigzag back and forth until I spot the whole team. So, see, now that was a quick battle, of course. But now they realize what I did was, now they realize that half the team, the non-heavies on this area right here. The non-heavies are here, heavies are here, and lights are here. They split up again. So, unfortunately, we didn't have enough people go castle here, so they skimmed past our guys. And they went this way, and now they're down here. Now the enemy is all the way down here. Enemy is all the way on the bottom. So, they're all the way down here. Enemy is now going to come this way, very slowly. And they're going to go right to the base and cap it. As soon as this guy dies, then it's crunch time. Then whoever's here has to go right back to base. So watch this guy right here. Watch him very carefully. If he dies, that means they reach here. And they're on the way to the flag. Sure enough, there's the light, which means the heavies are right behind them. The mediums are right behind them. Here they come. Lights usually end up first. So, man, where are all the heavies? The heavies went right down the city line. I have a funny feeling the heavies backtracked and went this way after I died, because the heavies, I bet you the heavies knew they were going to get spotted. So they figured, you know what, let's switch it around, let's go this way. So Because there's a lot of tanks still. There's a lot of tanks still. Haven't been spotted yet. Well, that was a quick battle. Bam. Wow. As soon as he gets spotted, he dies. Interesting. Okay, we're up 9-6. So far we're winning. We're winning 9 tanks to 6. 10-6. Very nice. It's almost over. So we're so far we're winning 10-6. Okay, now let's go in somebody else's cockpit and see if we can see what's going on. Now this, guys, is a tank destroyer. We went over this last week, I believe. This tank destroyer actually has a turret, which is interesting. There you go. And he's dead. Awesome. Very good. And he's dead. Wonderful. And we're back to the castle. We have another tank destroyer hanging out by the castle walls. Now, you know what I'm very curious about? I could have sworn the heavies converged to the castle. But apparently he's scouring. He's doing a very good job to make sure nobody's hiding. That's it. Left side's clear. He just checked it. Middle's clear. Heavies went down that. You know where they are? Right here. The entire team is on the right side of the map. Which means if they don't start capping soon, if they don't finish capping, eventually the other team is going to start capping our base soon. That's what this means. This could turn ugly real quick. If that medium stops the cap, this can turn really ugly. Nope, he didn't. No, he did. He did stop the cap. Now we got a problem. Okay, now there's a tank destroyer over there. Direct the team's attention. Next time somebody pops up, direct their attention. You never know. They might not be paying attention to the map. You never know. Always a good idea. You could duck out of that. You could duck out early. Usually try to stick around just to let them know. If somebody pops up, I'll usually ping the map. See? He wasn't doing anything, so he investigated and got a kill out of it. Of course, if you can kill him, of course. He has like 2 hit points left. Don't leave. If you leave, I mean, it's not going to end well. You have a light, a tank destroyer. You have a light and 2 tank destroyers left. Okay, now we have a light and a tank destroyer. Okay, now we have a light tank left. And there he is. Just bring their attention. They might not be paying attention. You never know. So you don't have to duck out as soon as you die. You can lend a helping hand. Okay, we spotted 2 players. We assisted in killing 2 players. I don't know how we did this without spotting them, but that's fine. I don't think I fired 1 shot. Let's find out. Yes, I did. I did fire 1. I did fire. So maybe I damaged him at least. Maybe. Yeah, I fired 2 shots. So maybe I damaged him a little bit. So. I took 4 shots. 4 shots with penetration shots. Oh, shots fired. 1. I fired 1 shot. So that 1 shot. Okay, so I did fire something. Okay. Now, it cost 10 grand. It could, look at this. 8,000 credits. I got 8,000 credits. It cost me 10 grand to repair the vehicle. 145 to resupply 1 shot, guys. To resupply 1 shot, it cost me 145. I'm 1,860 in the hole. In the hole. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. I mean, now if you want to try and grind to get gold, if you want to try and grind to get money, a light tank is not going to be your best bet. If you want money, you need a premium tank, medium or higher. Because you need to be able to kill things. If you need credits desperately, we're gonna go over that next time. This time we're gonna continue on with light tanks and their purpose and the usefulness, of course. Let's try a lower tier. See, instead of a tier 8, let's try a lower tier. Let's try my premium tier 6. My premium tank tier 6. This has the same amount of... This has the same configuration. But we have a camouflage net. Which means we can actually duck in a bush and stand still and not get spotted. Which is amazing. That's a very good thing. You see, now the thing is with light tanks, light tanks are very hard. Because one shot and you're dead. There's literally no armor. It's like paper thin. It has to be paper thin because they're fast. In order for them to be fast, they can't have armor. Or at least thick armor anyway. For example, this armor is paper thin. Absolutely paper thin. Let me show you a tank that has really thick armor. I mean really thick armor. The thickest tank armor that I've ever seen in real life is at the British Tank Museum. The British Tank Museum has this very tank on display. The armor is thicker than my fist. That's how thick it is. It's almost an impossibility to punch a shot through that. It's very, very hard. The armor over here is sloped. See? Sides are sloped. Even though it's thinner, it's sloped. Now you can skim a shot right in between the turret and the hull. That's your only hope of penning this thing. And maybe one back here, right in that open spot right there. Because that's where the turret moves. Now, the mouse, I don't think has that weakness. I think the mouse has a sealed turret, I think. Let's check. The mouse and E100 are pretty much the same exact tank. This is the mouse. You see? The mouse does not have a moving turret. The mouse is a stationary vehicle. The mouse resembles a tank destroyer. Okay? There is no gap. See? There's no weakness at all. There is right there. There's the engine. That's the exhaust pipe for the engine right there. That's a weak spot. Right here. That's a weak spot. These are the hatches. Those are the periscopes right there. That's a periscope right there. That's a periscope. That's a periscope. These, I think, those might be periscopes, I think. I'm not sure. I think that's the antenna for the radio, man. I think the radio man has his radio is right there. I think, and that's the radio man's site. Loaders and the gunner are right here. Ammunition is stored in between the engine and the gun compartment. Loaders are standing by in the gun compartment. I think this has 2 loaders, and yes, it does. There's only they have to 2 loaders because one has to locate the shells and bring them to the gun. Another loader grabs a shell from one guy and puts it in the gun. It's kind of like a chain. You know, one loader brings it to another loader loads it into the gun. They actually have, because the tank is so long, they have to have 2 loaders to load one gun. Otherwise, it's constantly running back and forth, and you can't do that. The tank is huge. That's why light tanks are so easy. It's just, there's the gun. Gun fires here. One loader has the gun shells stored here. He picks up a shell, scurries along the bottom, loads the gun, goes back down, grabs the shell. As soon as he fires it, he scurries back up. Gunner moves away, loads the shell, and he scurries back down. Loaders constantly moving in the tank, constantly. Loaders are always moving. Loaders are always moving throughout the tank. They have to move from the shell area to the gun, load the gun. Then the gunner steps away. Then the gunner moves back toward the gun, aims, and fires. Of course, you're not going to spray shots. You're going to aim very carefully. In this game, people are retarded. They just spray shots everywhere. Realistically, you can't do that. Realistically, absolutely not. You can't do that. Let me see if this needs to be maxed out. This does need to be maxed out, so we're going to make sure we work on this one. Alright, this one needs to be maxed out. Okay, so we have the other thing, accelerate crew training, turned off. So we're going to work on this one. This one needs to be worked on. We're going to work on this one for a bit. This one needs some help. So we're going to help it. Hopefully we can unlock one of these skills to show you guys how they work. I would like to one day show you guys how the skills work. When a tank is done and you're done grinding it, instead of selling it, you have the option to keep the tank and grind it further to get the skills further matched up. You do have that option. Okay, we're a light tank. Remember, what we're doing right now, this is our job. Our job is to detect enemy tanks. Now I'm not going to run up and get killed. I'm going to carefully, very carefully, try to scan the area. Make sure that circle. See, I spotted one. And I was spotted, so I need to be careful. Now I'm invisible. I'm invisible. See the camo net? The camo net's lit up, which means I'm invisible. I think I just blew the Hellcat's track off. That's the Churchill crocodile. Oh man, there's another tank over there. Oh shit. I've got a bit of a problem. I think they're behind these two buildings. That's what I think. I think those two tanks are behind those two buildings. That's what I'm thinking. Because I did 3 buildings. Here, here, and here. And my range is way beyond this map right now. So I should be able to see anybody. Unfortunately, I can't see them because they're behind the buildings. And they spotted me, which means they popped out real quick. Actually, that guy saw me right there. I thought he was behind that. I thought he was behind the mountain. Yeah, that guy spotted me. Which means the guys that are hiding over here now know I'm there. So I need to be careful. Now that I've been spotted, I need to be very careful. Oh, that Hummel. Maybe I can actually force the Hummel to not pay attention to anybody else, to just pay attention to me. I'll give him a juicy target. Give him a juicy one. Let's see. Come on. Hit me. Come on, you bastard. Oh, he's focused on somebody else. Okay. Come on, I'm giving you a juicy target. Come on, you bastard. I'm giving you a juicy one. See, this guy's gonna come up the hill. If he does, I got him. And of course, his tank destroyer, hopefully his turret doesn't move, and I'll be able to keep him paralyzed temporarily. The Churchill crocodiles. Oh boy. I gotta get back to base. Nope. Not happening. Okay, that was an average game. I'd say that was an average game. Okay, we spotted 2 people. We provided damage to 2 people. And we did critical damage to 1 tank. And we assisted in destroying them. So, I did critical damage to a tank. I did damage. The damage was critical. Somebody else came in for the kill. And I spotted them. So this is what got me the money right here. This is what got me the big money right there. Not quite what I had in mind, but this was this was it. This is the money shot right there. This guy, I didn't spot him, but I hit him. Him I spotted, but nobody capitalized. Him I didn't spot, but I did something to assist in the spotting. Maybe it distracted him, I guess. Maybe I distracted him, I guess. I don't know. Could be. I don't know. You don't really know unless you see that match back in a replay. You don't know. So unless you remember everything that happened, which I usually 90% of the time I usually don't. So okay, now let's go back in to another with another tank. We're gonna go in and we're gonna show you guys what a wheeled tank looks like. It's a vehicle. It's a wheeled vehicle. Okay. It has tires on it. It's truck tires. But it also has a tread on top of the truck tires. It's a solid rubber tire with a tread on it. Personally, I think it's kind of odd, but it's different. I'll give it that. This is also considered a light tank. Now on this tank, we are focusing on camouflage, on whatever armor we do have on this tank. It has to work in our favor. Otherwise, nope. This armor we have on us right now has to work in our favor. It has to. If it doesn't, that's it. Now you can upgrade this. I don't know how to do that. If you do upgrade this, you'll get these stats, which I don't know how to do that. I think you have to have it in this spot in order to get that upgrade. So I don't have a special spot. So this tank doesn't have a special spot. Why? Because it's not a premium. This is not a purchasable premium tank. Premium tanks that are purchasable will have special spots. For example, let me show you guys an example of one. Of a purchasable tank you could buy in the store. And I guarantee you this tank will have, this one has two. It has additional grousers, class 1. Because I have it in the right spot, we get the upgrade. Now the camouflage net, I have that one down because we have that one in the right spot. That also gets the upgrade as well. See? Because we have it in the correct spot, it gets an upgrade. Now this is an experimental equipment. Experimental equipment does not get an upgrade. You have to upgrade it manually, okay? If you have experimental equipment and you want to upgrade it, there's one way you could do that. Let me show you guys how to do that. Experimental equipment is a new thing now. I believe they introduced experimental equipment not too long ago, actually. This has experimental equipment on it. I think it's tier 3. I'm not sure. Yes, it is tier 3. Okay. Trying to think what else has experimental equipment that we need to upgrade. What else do we have that's experimental that we need to work on? No. Nope. No. 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 Saucier, no. No. This one is experimental. Accuracy improvement system. Now let's try upgrading this. Now we need 400. Now to upgrade experimental equipment, this is a tier 1. To get this at tier 2, you need 400 components. You need 300 components. It costs 400 to upgrade at one level. You either have to get extras and disassemble them. Yes, you have to take apart other equipment you have. Whatever you have the most of, disassemble it. Okay, accuracy improvement systems. Now we have 3 fire control systems, and we have 3 of these. So we could disassemble one of these. See, now we're going to lose 3 experimental equipments. 3 in total. That hurts. That hurts a lot. We're going to lose 3 of these things just to actually upgrade one level. That hurts. We might not want to do that. Now, for the few I had on there, yes. For this tank, we definitely needed it. Now let's see what we have on what vehicles. Now, this is the M48 Rem Panzer. It's very slow. We have it at level 3. Smart. TOG, level 3. Very smart. Now we have mobility is at tier 1. That's fine. We don't need any more than that. Now we have 1 mobility improvement system here that's level 3. Let's see if we have any tanks to upgrade. See if we have any slow tanks to upgrade. So let's see. Let's go through our tanks one at a time, figure out which ones are fast, which ones are not. Let's see. This, I believe, that's slow. That's actually a premium. We don't really play that one a lot. That we don't play a lot. We don't play that a lot. Let's see. We don't play that a lot. That we don't play a lot. Let's see, this one we don't play a lot. You know, but the mobility can use a beefcake with this one. We don't play this one a lot. But we do have a turbocharger on it. That's what we have at the level 3 mark. Now this is the same speed as a heavy tank. It's not crawl speed anymore. It's a decent speed. It's about the same speed as this tank. I'd like to get the speed of this tank. Wow. Slow. That's slower. Damn. It's the speed of a light tank. Wow. That's really not bad. Yeah. I am surprised. See, now Sherman's faster than that, which doesn't surprise me. Shermans are very, very lightly armored. Let's see. 630. This is a very light and fast tank, but it has literally no firepower. It's a tier 2, so you can't expect that much out of a tier 2. This is the smallest tank I've ever seen. That thing is like the size of a closet. Look at that thing. It's tiny. It's literally minute. It only has enough room for like 2 decals. That's it. It's insanely small. And this happens to be the rarest tank in the game. This particular Type 59 I bought when it first came out. And what makes it so rare is the fact that the ones when they first came out, if you stop playing the game for about 4 months, which I did after they banned, if you stop playing that game before they banned the tank, you got to keep the tank, which I did. I stopped playing this game because I had a funny feeling, because I didn't like the way these tanks were running. I had a funny feeling that they were gonna butcher them and they were gonna remove them from the game. So I left the game for a little bit. By the time I came back, I had overheard that they made a tank called the Type 59G, which means it's gold color. So I came back to the game to find my Type 59 was still there. Again, I never played it. Afraid that if I played it, they'd yank it out of my account. It wasn't until I went into the store and saw that in the store, the 3D kit skin, that I knew it was safe to bring out my Type 59 again. When I saw this 3D skin here that I have on right now in the store, I knew it was safe to bring the tank in the game again. So I saw, as soon as I bought the skin, put it on the tank, and then started bringing it out. This is the original Type 59. This is the original one before it was nerfed. Before they ruined it, they never changed this ever. This still acts exactly the way it should. This was never changed. Why? Because in order for them to change it, all the original ones have to be sold back to the game. And then down the road they make you rebuy the tank. They could just patch it and change it. Only problem is they patch it and change it. Every single tank will permanently switch. Every single tank of that name will permanently switch that way, and they didn't want to do that. So they forced everybody to sell their tank back to them instead of patching it. They forced everybody to resell their tank back to it. They gave them incentives to resell their tanks back to the game. They said if you sell the tanks back to the game, we'll give you gold equal to what it costs you, and then give you credits equal to the amount of gold we give you back. Plus, they'll let you keep they'll give you a garage slot for free. Plus, they give you another shit. That's if you trade in your old Type 59. If you don't get it. And you also can't use your Type 59 because as soon as you use it, they'll get rid of it. So this is one of the very few remaining Type 59s that still exists from the old days. This works exactly like the old one did. What made them nerf the Type 59 mainly was the speed. The speed that this thing is capable of is absolutely insane. Let's see if I can get a comparison going here. Let's see. Can I get a comparison going? I probably might not be able to because the tank's not supposed to exist. So, I mean, it's not on the tank tree. It's not on the tech tree. It doesn't exist. Technically, this tank doesn't exist. China. Nope, it doesn't exist. Because this tank doesn't exist, I can't compare it to anything. No, they won't let you. They won't let you do anything there. Well, you can do field modifications? I didn't know that. Oh, I already did field modifications. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's wonderful. There you go. I think I'm going to focus on the crew training. No, we don't need crew training. Very good. These guys are very well trained, I should say. Yeah, they have pretty good training. They have brothers in arms, concealment, repairs, and firefighting. All the important ones. And of course we have the extras, which are that and that and that, amongst others. That's the new Crew 2.0, of course. I went over that Crew 2.0 in a previous video. You could check back on game updates, on the game update section. I did a video on Crew 2.0. You could check out that video. Go into my game updates playlist and you'll be able to check out the Crew 2.0 update. The Crew 2.0 update was very interesting. I will tell you this, it was extremely interesting. Okay, we got bumped up just a little bit more. That works. We still have to get our dailies done. And of course, this is what's going on right now currently, which I should have did a video on this, but honestly, I'd never heard of this. I'm going to show this to you guys, and hopefully you guys can comment down below if you've ever heard of these guys. I tried my best looking it up, do my research, and I can't figure out who these guys are in the world, and like if they were actually something or if this is something they made up. let's watch the video on these guys, okay? I want you guys to tell me in the comment down below if these guys, if you recognize them or know them from somewhere.
The Shelbys use everything they learned in France, and they weren't trained to doubt. They weren't trained to show mercy.
They won't stop Tommy Shelby. I thought it was a family meeting. All of us together, I thought. Lied in bloody Birmingham.
The Great War is over, but the Shelby family's battle is just beginning. Put on your Peaky cap and prepare to play big in the new Peaky Blinders chapter of Battle Pass. Add Tommy, Arthur and John Shelby to your gang for free through the progression, and get your hands on bundles with Michael and Ada, and send anyone that gets in the way of your ambitions to hell.
I order off the Peaky Blinders.
Now, 9 times out of 10, usually I recognize something about the battle passes. These guys, I've never heard of them. They could be something that's from England or somewhere overseas that I'm not sure about, like a movie. Maybe these guys are from a movie or a television show. It could be. Granted, we've had stuff like Jonathan Statham, for example. We've had him. I mean, we've had a lot of stuff. So we've had a lot of stuff. So that's what's going on currently right now. That's the current battle pass. The battle pass reaches all the way to the end, which level 10 will get you one of the crew members. Standard. If you have the premium pass, you'll get a sticker. Personally, no, you have no reason to even want to get an improved pass. The only reason why I would want to get an improved pass is because you'll get these. These are hard to find. In this. The universal fragments are very hard to find in this game. You need those big time. These are very hard to find in this game. If you ever get these, savor them. Don't use them unless you absolutely need it. If you want comment down below. I will show you guys how to use them and what they're used for. See now, they give you free experience on the Approved Pass. Here they give you a decal. Here they give you credits. Approved Pass, they give you the combat XP bonus. I'd rather have the regular one. Here they give you free XP and crew XP bonus. Here they give you a training guide for France. Unless you have France, you're not going to care. So again, normal one's better. Here, Improved Pass, they give you 50,000 credits. Like that. The normal one, they give you a free directive to choose from out of any one of those. Aim tuning, orderly ammo rack, stabilizer greasing, optical calibration, vent purge, pre-battle maintenance, fuel filter replacement, polished lens, exhaust installation. Now directives are placed on the tank and are used for one full game. Then the directives can expire at any time. Okay? Once you place a directive there, they randomly expire. Randomly. Completely random. They're not guaranteed to stay there. So there's good points and there's bad points about everything. So think of it that way. Now you have your normal credits versus a credit boost, okay? Now, you would have gotten the 50,000 credits in the Improved Pass earlier, but instead you got the directives, which is better. You still get the same credit boost you did in the Improved Pass. So already this is a better deal. So not going to the Improved Pass is already a better deal. Now you have a combat XP boost on the regular for 18. Now they give you free XP for 18 on the Approved Pass. Free XP is good because free XP allows you to use that XP on whatever tank you want to. To get free XP goes right here. That's free XP right there. Anything that's sitting right there is free XP. This XP can be used whatever you want, whatever tank you want. See? It tells you right there. And Alt for additional information. See how it works? You paying attention? That's how free experience works. That's how free experience is supposed to work. Now, let's have the show us how you develop credits. And gold, of course. Last but not least, you have to use a credit card to buy gold to get gold tanks and to get premium time and to get credits. You could also get decals. You could also get 3D styles with gold. You could also purchase tanks with gold. I believe you could purchase a lot of shit with gold. Gold's a very valuable resource in this game. Very valuable. That's what you should have. Something, not a lot. Something. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. Now, bonds are a completely different story. Bonds are a brand new currency. Very hard to get. They allow you to get different things. Okay, now these things, if you ever see this hanging around here, this is called a personal reserve. Now, personal reserves allow you to earn 50% more combat XP in battle for exactly 1 hour after this is activated. Now, if you have a premium account, you can't activate this. If you have a premium account activated, you have to activate this one. This one, with a premium account activated, you activate this, it'll give you 100% more combat XP earned in battle for 1 hour. That's awesome. Credits work for both premium and regular. Both. They give you 50% more credits in battle for 1 hour. This is for crew XP. If you want to boost your crew, activate this and you'll get more XP for your crew members. So they'll level up a lot quicker. You can get skills on them a lot quicker. That's what personal reserves are. Now these are for clan. If you're a clan commander or lieutenant, or even a higher up official, you can activate a clan reserve from the clan. Everybody in the clan now gets access to those reserves. Do not activate clan reserves unless you contact the rest of the clan and make sure that they're on to use it. For example, my clan's right here. Right now, there's 2 people on right now. If I wanted to activate a reserve, I will say, does anybody want a reserve active? Would anybody like a reserve active? Yes or no, and if so, what? And if they don't have the authorization to activate it, then they'll say, yes, I would like this activated. Okay, no problem. I'll do it right now if you'd like. But See, the thing is, I don't really need it because me personally, I already have all 4 of these here. I have a lot of these. So I really don't need the clan reserves because I have my own. So if they want it, I let them activate the ones they have. If they want something activated, I will activate it. I have authorization to activate it. I only activate them if the clan tells me they want to activate it. So, again, when you're in a clan, you have to be higher up enough in the clan. You have access to the clan reserves. Again, if you want to know if you have access to the clan reserves, it's very simple. Personnel, and you have to look and see what rank you are. I'm a combat officer. Because I'm an officer, I have access to clan reserves. Now this guy is a private. If he wants the combat reserves active, he has to ask me to activate the combat reserves, and I will activate it. I can activate the combat reserves. He can't. He's a private. So that's all we got on, I think, right now. So yep, that's it. Oh, actually, no, there's 3 online. Yeah, see now, he's the junior officer. I'm actually higher ranked than all of them, which surprises me. Surprises me greatly because I really didn't do much. Granted, I did a couple of clan defensive missions, a couple of key defensive missions here and there, back in the old days, but that's about it. So, and I got a lot of reserves for the clan in general. So, as you can see, a lot of the reserves were gathered by me. See? Industrial resources for the clan. I earned 2,103 clan reserves. Personal. That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. 2,103 clan reserves for the clan. He's a lower rank than me, and he earned 4,957. That's because he plays tier 10 vehicles. I have tier 10 vehicles. I don't play them a lot because they don't need leveling up. You can't get any higher than 10. 10's the max. So, I just don't bother. They're very, very, very expensive to run. So, I figured, why bother? Okay, when you're in a clan, it pays to pay attention to these. The tour missions. The tour of duty needs to be done. And by the amount of time that's left in here. All 3 of these missions have to be done before this timer runs out. Otherwise, you don't get what's here. Which is points of duty and industrial resources. Now, if you do any part of this to complete this, then you will get points of duty. And for you, that those points of duty can be exchanged for industrial resources by the end of the season. Right now, I have a grand total of 325 points of duty right now. At the end of this tour, in 5 hours, those points of duty will be transferred to industrial resources, and those points of duty will also set us on a path toward increasing exploration toward new missions. Allow me to explain what that means. Points of duty will get us closer to wherever they decide to go. Right now we're here. We need to get here. Points of duty, every point will get us one step closer to this. If we get this, if we explore this, we get all this. Or all the members get this. Now, we probably could. I have 350. See now, 325, right? We only need 25 more tour of duty points in order to unlock 2. So, hustle time. What this means is that if I go back and I complete this entire thing here, we're going to get 25 points of duty. That's 350. If we get 350, all I have to do is complete one more mission, and this will unlock. So all I have to do is go in here and complete that one last mission. So let's read that mission together. Make sure we double understand what's going on. First mission says, tier 6 through 10 vehicles cause or help to cause 2200 HP of damage in a battle, or win a battle in a detachment. Detachment is like your team. Your team or platoon is a detachment. Okay. A detachment could also mean if you're going to do clan wars. That also counts as a detachment. Now, these missions can only be completed. The second and third missions, these can only be completed in a platoon and or detachment with a clan or with a clanmate. So the first one can be done single. These have to be in a platoon or a detachment. So detachment is an entire team. This is a single player. So that's the way it goes. Usually we end up unlocking at least this one. But we have 5 hours to get this one done. So we have to cause 2200 HP of damage in a battle. Or win a battle in a detachment. Okay, so let's see if we can try and work on that. It's tier 6 through 10. So what's going to give us our best chance of winning? A tank that's probably done, right? So this one is finished. So let's take this one out for a quick spin. See if we can do our best. We're not going to go for the broke. We're not going to go for the mission. We're just going to go and have fun. And if something happens, something happens. That's fine. These clan missions are not something you have to work on, have to get it done. These clan missions are something, instead of just going in and playing the game, it gives you an incentive to do something. It gives you an incentive to go out there and play the game because you now have a goal and orientated. Let's say you got your daily missions done, right? Instead of working on the battle pass, you feel like working on the clan goal. Okay, we'll work on the clan goal then. Okay, let's work on that. So we have to cause 2,200 damage and win the battle. So I'm in a medium tank right now. And right now we're on attack. We're not on defense, we're not on standard. We're on encounter. So we have to capture the enemy base or destroy. We have to kill all the players or capture that base. Okay, let's see. I could go up there, but then I risk, if I go up there, I risk getting spotted. So we're gonna stay here. At least we can get some cover. Now somebody's already in the flag. Somebody's already in the flag zone. Unfortunately, there's someone right there. Now I was spotted, which is not good. Now this is a good thing. I'm already attracting their attention, taking the attention away off my teammate. That's my main goal. Unfortunately, I'm not doing a very good job. Fix the turret. Oh, come on. Bull. How'd they kill me? There's a tank destroyer. I knew it. He used a gold round? Where do people get the money for these shells? My God. People are using gold rounds? Everybody's using gold rounds these days. Everyone. That is a gold round. I guarantee you that's a gold round. That is absolutely ridiculous. Why do you feel the need to use a gold round? That's insane. Absolutely insane. Whatever. Okay, guys. After this battle, I'm gonna call it. We're gonna call this a video. I'm gonna see if we can work on my software because the audio and the video is not working. Namely, the webcam and audio, in-game audio is not working. Only my voice is working. I'm gonna find out what's going on, and I'll hopefully I'll get it fixed by the time of the live stream on Sunday. So after this battle's over, that we're gonna be calling it pretty much. So that's basically about light tanks. Light tanks are spotters, okay? Sum up the battle. To sum it up in one shot, Light tanks are meant to spot. You're meant to. Light tank's job is to spot other tanks. You have to either hide in a bush and spot other tanks, or run out in the open and scan around and spot tanks and try not to get hit. Of course, most people spot half the team and they die and they're happy. If they do, they're lucky. But you have to tell in chat, Artie, keep an eye on me. The artillery will watch. If you tell the artillery to keep an eye on you, the artillery will. They'll have their sights right over your tank. And sure enough, boom, right there. They'll immediately go for it. As soon as you spot somebody, they'll immediately go right for them. That's it. And that's a ball game. We lost. Another BS game, yes. I agree. That was indeed a BS game. Of course, we didn't get the experience we wanted. That's fine. I don't care. Now we blocked 3 shots. What this means is we did damage to this. We did damage to this tank. We blocked 2 shots from him. 1 shot from him. And this guy, we had assistance in destroying. I got 9 points for base defense. That's because base defense was... This guy was sitting in the base capturing. I shot him once. Oh, this guy was sitting in the base capturing. I shot him once. I did damage. The counter reset. So I got base defense points. Whenever somebody's capturing a base and you hit them, the counter resets to 0. That's called a successful base defense. You get points for that. You also get money for that. You also get money big time for that. You want to see how much? Go in the detailed report. I earned 11,000 for the battle. It cost 8,000 for the ammo, 8,000 to repair the vehicle, 500 for the ammo. I made 2,167 out of the whole battle. I earned 107 experience, 11 experience because it was a premium vehicle. Okay. And I also got 5 experience for 5 free experience. I also got 5 free experience. Premium vehicles can also earn you free experience points also. That's one thing premium vehicles have going for it. You can earn free experience. That's the only way you can earn free experience. By playing a premium vehicle. You don't earn a lot, as you can see. You just earn a little bit. Just a small trinket. But that trinket adds up. See? It does. It adds up a lot over the years. Earn free experience in battles for completing daily missions, or use gold to convert on elite vehicles. Okay, so here we go. So to sum it all up, light tanks. Light tanks are very small. Light tanks are meant to zip across the battlefield and spot enemy tanks that are coming towards your teammates. Your job as a light tank is to make sure you report where all the enemy team members are, so that your team coming in slowly knows where they are. So they know, gee, there's a lot of people coming on the left side. We should really go help. You know what? Let's do that. By you spotting them on the left side, your whole team knows. Abandon the right side, go to the left. The whole team is on the left side. So because you spotted the entire team on the left side, that gave your team time to adjust their tanks to meet them on the left side. So it's actually very important to spot. Spotting is the most important thing in this game. Spotting equals knowledge, and knowledge is power. No matter what game you're playing, no matter what you're doing in life, knowledge is power. The team that has the most knowledge wins. And light tanks are the tanks that gain the most knowledge. You don't gain the most kills. You will help the team gain the most knowledge. It's always good practice that after you die, stay until the end of the battle and keep an eye on the tactics in the battlefield. And say, okay guys, I think on A line, like in chat, you might be able to type like, okay guys, on the A line, there's a lot of heavies coming down the A line. We might need some help on the left side. We might need a little bit of assistance on the left side. I mean, something like that, you know? Be kind of like a helpful battlefield lieutenant. You know what I mean? Like, not a commander, but like a battlefield lieutenant. Just be helpful. Because these people are playing. They don't have time to type this stuff in. There's voice chat, but nobody uses it in this game. So, if you're dead, type out helpful things every once in a while. Don't type in useless stuff. Type in stuff that's helpful. Type in stuff that people can use. Knowledge. Like, gee, I have a funny feeling that half the team is going to go off on the left side. So you might want to keep your eyes open. You might want to hang back a little bit. If you're gonna go all whole hog on the right side, guys on the left, you might want to hang back and send one light up the left side to spot. And all the rest of you guys on the left, hang back and defensive line, just in case. So as soon as the light comes down and spots half the team, those guys had them go on defense. They're already ready for them. So now the clock starts ticking. Now the guys on the right side have a decision to make. Do they go halfway across the battlefield to meet them, or do they continue on to the flag? I mean, this is all tactics. This is battlefield tactics that you're gonna approach in this game a lot. That's the reason why you have to have light tanks. Light tanks are crucial to this game. Light tanks will make or break this game big time. If you do not have light tanks on your team, then you will have a whole team of heavies going down one direction, playing follow the leader, just like Russians do. And meanwhile, the other side's wide open. Nobody's going down it. Every single path needs to be kept an eye on. Even if you don't go down it, every path needs to be kept an eye on. Because you never know when the heaviest tank comes down one unbeaten path and watches straight to the flag. Nobody spots them. Nobody knows they're there, and all of a sudden you see the alarm going off, and the overhead guy the artillery is dead, and you wonder what the hell's going on at base. You get back at base, and the E-100 is sitting on the flag. He marched right past the entire team. The entire team goes one direction. The best tank decided to go in a completely different direction all by himself. Marched right up to the flag. Started capping. Nobody there to spot him. Nobody there to tell him no. That's it. That is the best tactic you can ever do. Everybody in this game plays follow the leader with heavies. That's one tactic in this game that needs to change. There's always favorite places that people like to go depending on what map you're playing. I'm going to go over maps in another video. Once I get this shit squared away with my program and get the audio fixed, I'm going to go over a video about maps. But next, I'm going to go over medium tanks next. I already did tank destroyers. I did light tanks, which I did right this week. Next week, we're going to go over medium tanks. Okay, guys? Stick around. Next week is going to be medium tanks. Okay, guys? So thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and comment down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Remember, next week is medium tanks. Okay, guys? First week was tank destroyers. Second week is light tanks. Third week is medium tanks. Fourth week is heavy tanks. And the very last week is going to be SPGs. That one is going to be very tricky. I have a lot of stuff to show you guys. A lot of tips, a lot of tricks, and a lot of stuff to teach you guys that you might not actually know. There's a lot of things about artillery that a lot of people don't know about. So I am going to reveal a lot of the secrets to you guys on that video. So catch us next time when we go over the reason why medium tanks exist. Okay, and best tactics, of course. Alright, so thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Don't forget to share. Please check out other videos in this series. This is not a very big series. This is one of 3 videos in this series. Because a lot of the new games that are available, and the games I already covered, a lot of the games are not available anymore. For example, Robocraft, that game is not available. That game is completely not available. The game's gone. So they're coming out with the second one soon. So I'll be doing a brand new video on the second Robocraft. MechWarrior Online Legends is going to be switching over to Solaris, MechWarrior Online Solaris 7 soon. It's not for sure. This is sort of something that I heard from the grapevine. they're going to be maneuvering the game slowly to Solaris 7. They're going to be keeping the game, just unlocking a piece of it and giving it a different name. That's it. They're going to be changing the name. It's going to say MechWarrior Online Solaris 7. And they're going to unlock a piece of the game that's been locked since the original MechWarrior Online. After the original MechWarrior Online was made, something else was made by somebody else, but it was never approved. So when the idea of MechWarrior Online Legends was coming out, I did the beta testing for that game. In the beta testing, there was something called Solaris 7. And I asked them what that was, and they said, "Oh, that's not going to be in the final. That's not going to be in the final product. That's another version of the game that is not in the game." So I said, if it's not in the game, then why is it in the beta? If it's in the beta, that means it's in the game, right? They said, "Oh yeah, it's in the game, but you don't have access to it in the game." I said, "Then why was it made if you have no intention of using it?" They said, "Well," they said, apparently, it was created way back when MechWarrior Online was made, and they again never released it. They said they were afraid that if they did release it, people would stop playing the quick plays and stop playing the Clan Wars. They were afraid that everybody and their mother would jump on the 1v1. So they immediately did not release it on purpose. This is something that I heard, and I had overheard because they told me this. So it may or may not be true, but this is what PGI told me personally. They told this to me. So, I mean, do with it as you will, but that's what I heard. So, anyway, thank you all for tuning into the channel. Like, subscribe, comment down below. And we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.